going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Now today, hey, we've got some more Asia Cup to review, and oh boy, this is not the result that I was expecting. Not the result that many people were expecting here in the Asia Cup. It almost officially rules out India to make the final. It's a big blow, a massive blow to the Asia Cup. Well, depending who you're a fan of. If you're a Sri Lankan fan, you are over the moon with this. I mean, this is one of the biggest Sri Lankan, victories in honestly a couple years. This is a huge moment for Sri Lankan cricket to get this win. They're almost going to be pretty close to making the final. In fact, I think they are the first team to be in the final because they've won 2 games. If that's not true, then I'll check it out at the end of the video. But hey, firstly, if you guys are new, subscribe. Secondly, comment down anything below. Give me your thoughts on the game. Whether you're an Indian fan, Sri Lankan fan, a neutral, let me know where you think this game was won and lost. All right, might be a shorter review, but we're straight into the player of the match, Dasun Shanaka. 2 for 26 off 2 and 33 not out off 18. He was the man. I mean, he bowled. Look, he took 2 wickets. Going for 26 runs off 2 overs isn't great, but you take 2 poles, forgiven. And 33 not out. I mean, he provided some massive runs there. And to stay out there and finish it off was a massive achievement. And hey, Sri Lanka, they take the win with 1 delivery remaining. It's been some close games in this Asia Cup so far, and this one was no exception. Let's jump into it. Let's talk about where it went wrong for India. I think firstly, this is the big talking point right now. Has to be Team India. After beating Pakistan in that first game, then they beat Hong Kong, and you thought, yeah, India, they look the strongest team. They're easily going to make it to the final. Everyone started putting expectations on them, like, yeah, they're going to easily make the final. They'll probably easily win it. Then they're going to, go to the T20 World Cup at the end of the year. They're going to win that as well. Like, everyone had penciled them in to win all these games. And now, 5-6 days later, we sit here and we look at India. They lose both of their Super 4 games, and effectively they are ruled out of making the final. It's a big blow to not only cricket, but to like the Asia Cup. I mean, you lose the biggest team that we thought would be in there. It's a massive blow, but I guess it does give opportunity for other teams that haven't been up there in the final. Okay, India. I mean, let's go through the 11. Ashwin. Hooda's still in there, so it didn't really change much. I think they got rid of who the hell did they get rid of? I think one of the Pacers. I can't even remember who was in there, to be honest, from the last game. All right, let's finally start from the top. KL Rahul, he's just not in form at the moment. Look. And sometimes when you do not play cricket for, most of the year, you're going to be a bit rusty. They've given him, every Asia Cup game so far to get his form back. He doesn't really look up to it at the moment. I mean, Big Shana, it was a great delivery. And, on those UAE pitches, it does, tend to skid along. The spin is not easy to play in the UAE. I think we all know that, but unfortunately, he's proven nothing this entire tournament, and now he goes into the home series against Australia. He'll probably open in those games too. I mean, that'll be one of his last chances, you would think, to prove his form and stuff like that, because I know it's going to be ODI cricket, but if he does nothing in that series against Australia, do the selectors feel that confident picking him to open at the World Cup? I don't know. I mean, when you got guys like Shubman Gill, Shikhar Dhawan, you could open with Rishabh, you could even open with Deepak Hooda. Did I say Ishan Kishan? I think I did. Like, you could even bring in the man bloody Ruturaj Gaikwad. No, don't do that. But, look, I mean, there's plenty of options. Agarwal, bloody Prithvi Shaw, what's his name? Abhishek Sharma. I mean, God, I could name 100 of them that you could bring in. So, KS Bharat, I mean, you could bring him in as well if you were bloody that desperate. Who are some other openers? Sanju Samson. I mean, he doesn't open, but you could do that as well. So there is many options. If the man Rahul does not stand up in the ODI series against Australia coming up, it would not surprise me if the selectors say, I'm sorry, but you have shown nothing in these last, 2 months. You haven't played for 6 months before that. We can't pick you. There is nothing based on us that we can pick you for. So that'll be interesting. It'll be a watch and see here. The only man that really provided something with the bat in hand was the skipper, the man Hitman. 72 off 41, 5 fours and 4 sixes. Was awesome. This is the best we've seen Hitman for 8 months, since he made his, probably since he made a ton in Test cricket last year. I mean, it's probably the last time that we've seen Rowett, look at almost his peak best. Didn't have a good IPL, obviously. The T20 World Cup, India would like to forget that one as well, from 2021. So, the Hitman, it's good to see him in some form. We've seen him, he's been gathering some form these last couple games. He looked to get his stroke back. He was starting to, send deliveries to the boundary, which we hadn't seen for a little bit. And he goes massive here with 72. He looked at his best, and look, you can't ask for too much more from the skip. I mean, he gave it everything he had. The dismissal was a little bit weak. Wait, was this the dismissal I'm thinking about? Nasaka, I don't think it was actually. Hold on. Yeah, no, I think this was the one where he hit it super deep. And unfortunately, they were just looking to build any sort of partnership here, India. Virat, unfortunately, he got just a beautiful delivery from the man Madhu Shankar, sorry. He went for a golden duck, and you're thinking, oh, Virat, that's not good. And then Suryakumar Yadav comes to the crease to build a partnership with his other fellow Mumbai Indian Rowett. He started well as well, Sky. He was just playing that sort of, anchor role that we like to say over here. He was just, rotating strike, doing his bit, 34 off 29, but Rowett falls around him, then he falls, and then they bring Hardik Pandya to the crease. I mean, he started building a little bit, 17 off 13. Rishabh is now at the crease. They're trying to build something. India was looking at 185. I would have thought here, there was a massive opportunity here with this batting lineup for India to go at the very least 180 plus. They lost wickets at way too crucial times. That last 5 overs, they just lost too many wickets. Hardik Pandya, as much as I love him, he did not, him and Rishabh, man, oh man. Even Sky, for that matter, I think Skies was the one that, Skies was a horrible one. He just tried to play the paddle shot over the back, and it went straight to the man at second slip. It was just, when you're trying to build partnerships around that 15th to 16th over mark, the last shot you want to be playing is a scoop paddle shot over your back shoulder. You lose Sky, Hardik and Rishabh. I mean, they didn't have much time to really get going, but you're the middle order. This is their role in the team. Didn't stand up to it at all. I just didn't think I didn't see anything really impressive. I didn't see anyone try and build partnerships. I know it was late in the game, but it would have been better than having people like Bhuvaneshwar Kumar and Arshdeep Singh having to face out the last over of the game. It's just not how you want it. Deepak Huda, I mean, again, why the F is he playing it at number 7? I mean, I know, who do you put him in front of? I mean, probably no one, but if you're going to play Deepak Huda, put him up the freaking order. It just made no sense. I mean, he came in, he just, blocked, I think, the first 2, and then he tried to go across his stumps to put the next one to Jupiter, and he got bowled middle stump. So, it was unfair. It was really unfair for Huda. Ashwin, I mean, he came in and gave them something late. Gee whiz, Ashwin looked like their best batsman other than Hitman. 15 not out off 7. Bhuvi Kumar, none. Doesn't matter. He's not there to bat. And Arshdeep Singh with an inspirational not out 1 off 1. So at least he did something. I thought it was a little bit. I don't know if it's the no Jadeja has really, really like broken this team apart. It's now that might be a little bit harsh to say that they've broken apart, but they're just missing that extra guy around here, like a Jadeja or even an MS Dhoni. Like, that sounds crazy to say because Dhoni hasn't played for years, but man, I mean, they're missing Jadeja. I think that's just the way around it. I mean, you put in Jadeja for Deepak Huda. Jadeja probably stays out there, maybe puts on 2 extra boundaries. Then you look at 180 and they probably win the game. I mean, maybe it's the little differences. Maybe it's because they lost the toss. They had to bat first. That plays a part in the UAE as well. But, yeah, I mean, I thought Sri Lanka bowled really well. And we're going to get into that because they did bowl very well. Madhushanka, his best game of his career. I mean, who even is this guy? Like, how old is he now? He's 21. Okay, so he's pretty young. He's played 3 T20 internationals, and he took 3 wickets last night. He took, I mean, he bowled Virat Kohli middle stump. It was a crazy good delivery. Mahesh Deekshana, 1 for 29 off 4. He was really, really good. I thought he came in at the right time when he was brought on to bowl, and he got the early wicket of Rahul. It was... He looked pretty good. He always looks pretty good, doesn't he? Karuna Ratne, 2 for 27 off 4. Ashitha Fernando, none for 28 off 2. He got put around. Hasaranga, not the tournament we would have thought for the little man, Hasi. He has not been involved at all in this Asia Cup, which shows how much better Sri Lanka really are. I mean, this is a nation that even I've made fun of in the last 12 months about them, relying on, 1 to 2 of the same players every time. But Hasaranga's done close to nothing this entire tournament, and they're still winning games. It's good to see. And Shanaka, the skipper, 2 for 26 off 2, the player of the game. So, 170... Actually, before we get into that, let's point this out. Look, you look at the fall of the wickets, 2 for 13. They made that great partnership between Rowett and Sky here, 3 for 110. You're in a good position. You're in a great position if you're India at the 12.2 over mark. You're 110. You're looking at anything 175, 180 plus, especially with the finishing order of Hardik Pandya, Rishabh Pant, Ashwin. I mean, you're expecting some late runs. Deepak Huda as well. It just didn't go that way. Sky, I mean, it only took him another 2 overs to go out. Pandya, he went 3 overs later. I mean, that was actually a nice little partnership there. But, Huda goes, then Pant went, like, deliveries later. Then Bhuvi, it just fell apart. And I do not want to, I love Rishabh, but, man, I don't know what the go is with Rishabh Pant at the moment. He just doesn't... I don't know if it's the UAE pitches that doesn't suit him or something, but the man Dinesh Karthik should have played. And I think, biggest mistake India's cricket made for a while. I think Dinesh Karthik, why bother playing him against Pakistan in the first game where he got to make 1 run off 1 delivery, and then we don't see him again after that? Like, what the F is with that? Where is Dinesh Karthik? Like, why does all of a sudden, we get all this excitement, we get so hyped to see Dinesh Karthik out there, and he plays 1 game, he makes 1 run, not out, and then we don't see him again. Like, is someone on fucking crack? Like, you've got one of the best finishers in the world. Play him. You know what? If Dinesh Karthik played this game over, let's say, Deepak Huda, I know it's easier said than done, but Dinesh Karthik, he might have, made 12 off 3 or 12 off 4. And those extra 12 runs, you're looking at 180, you probably win the fucking game. I mean, it's just the little things like that can cost you in big moments. And you know what? I'm going to be honest. Rishabh, I know it was one of the last deliveries, but you just had to hit the stumps there at the end, which we will get into a moment, because I get a feeling that Dinesh Karthik would have taken those bails off at that last delivery where they were running to get the win. I feel like DK would have taken down that middle peg, but what can you do? What can you do? That is cricket. Sri Lanka, though, all credit has to go to their batting. Nissanka, 52 off 37, 4 fours, 2 sixes. Great. This is what you need from an opening duo. If India could get this just once, they probably wouldn't ever lose a game. Kusal Mendes, he does the exact same. 57 off 37, 4 fours and 3 sixes. I mean, what a start. Like, they were none for 80, I think it was. 1 for 97 was their first wicket. 2 for 97. They, like, yes, the back-to-back wicket. Gunnar Clarke, I mean, he went after a little 1 off 7. So they did get wickets here. India, Sri Lanka, they needed like 68 off 37 deliveries. And if you're India at that point, you're feeling pretty happy. Like 68 off about 37. You need, like, what is that? I don't even know. I'm not good at math, but that's a good amount of runs every over. And what happened? I don't even know what happened. They take these 2 middle order wickets. Rajapaksa, 25 off 17. I mean, 2 sixes to go along with it. Can you please do this at the Punjab Kings next season? Thank you very much. Dasun Shanaka, I mean, he won the game off his bat here at the end. 33 off 18, 4 fours and a 6. 183 strike rate. What can you do? I mean, look, this is the difference between India and Sri Lanka winning. Sri Lanka, they had a top order and they had a middle order who won them the game. Rajapaksa and Shanaka. They also had bowlers who won them the game. Sri Lanka, who were great. Shanaka, Thikshana, Madhu Shankar. I mean, they had bowlers who also played their part. You go to India, other than that man Chahal, my microphone just cut out, so I'm trying to remember where I'm at. I think I was talking about the bowlers. And yes, I'm back. The difference between the match winners, I mean, look, India didn't have a bowler other than that man Yuzi Chahal, 3 for 34 off 4. Look, it was a good pitch for spin. I think it would have been a good opportunity to play that man Bishnoi again, but look, they went with the extra seamer, if you will. They actually just went with Ashwin instead, which ended up being a decent move. I mean, he made some late runs. He took a wicket. He played his part. That's all you really want from Ashwin at the moment in his career. But unfortunately, you have to go through the other bowlers. Bhuvi Kumar, like, no one lost the game for India with the ball, but they just weren't tight enough. Just good batting from Sri Lanka, really. I mean, Bhuvi Kumar, none for 30. I already said that. Arshdeep Singh. Look, I mean, you look at the numbers and you're thinking, that's not great, after what happened in the last game, but really, really impressive. He tried to bowl India back into that game. His last over of that game was really impressive as well. And the way he steamed in for such a young man with so much weight on his shoulders after the last game and what happened and all of that extra bullshit that came with it, to front up in this game in the biggest moment of the game with the ball in his hand, and it went all the way down to pretty much the last delivery. Look, it would have gone down to the last delivery if Rishabh was able to hit the stumps, and then Arshdeep, the ball came his way. He tried to hit the stumps, overthrows. They ended up winning the game off those, but unfortunate for Arshdeep, because, I mean, these numbers are going to reflect a bad look, but if you watched the game, you knew what happened, and he bowled pretty well, I thought, in those last over, especially his last 2 overs, I thought. But yeah, Hardik Pandya, none for 35 off 4 either. Other than that first game, India has not looked very good, and that's the sad part, is that after that first game, I think we all thought India were going to be this, super team of the Asia Cup. It's fallen apart pretty quickly, unfortunately. I mean, they beat Hong Kong, but we were expecting that. And now they can't beat Sri Lanka, they couldn't beat Pakistan, and they're going to miss out on the Super, whatever you want to call it, the Super 2, the final of the Asia Cup. But Sri Lanka, I mean, they're just on their way to maybe winning. Wouldn't that be something pretty special? But then again, let's go through it right here. What else needs to happen? So this is what needs to happen for India to make the final. It's a long shot, but you have to believe. You have to hold faith and you have to believe. So Afghanistan, Pakistan, you need Afghanistan to win that tonight. That's already a long shot, but Afghanistan, they need to start off with a win tonight. India versus Afghanistan, pretty simple. India has to beat Afghanistan. The last game is Sri Lanka versus Pakistan, and I think they're going to need Sri Lanka to win that one as well. So, look, they need Pakistan to lose 2 games. They then need to beat Afghanistan by themselves as well. It's a massive task. And if we're being honest, it's probably not going to happen, but again, this is cricket, it's T20 cricket. I mean, who for the love of God, after the first game, would have thought India would then lose both of their first games in the Super 4? Not me, that's who. So, it just shows how T20 cricket is so unpredictable, man. And this is why we love the format. Speaking of that, though, let's go to the table. So, yeah, Sri Lanka, they're in a beautiful spot. Afghanistan, they need to beat Pakistan tonight. And then India need to beat Afghanistan, and then Sri Lanka need to beat Pakistan. So, look, it's a long way home. They're going to need something miraculous here, the Indians, but hey, you never stop believing. You never stop believing. It's not looking good, though. So, look, maybe they start preparing for the tour. Well, not the tour, our tour, in fact, the Australian tour of India. Which is, I'm excited for this. I mean, you know, as much as I love the Asia Cup, and I still love it, this tour is going to, I mean, anytime these 2 countries play now, it's the biggest thing on the planet, like, honestly. Like, as big as, you know, the Ashes are, the India versus Pakistan, the Border Gavaskar, anytime these 2 teams play, this is where cricket's at for me at the moment. So we play 3 T20s, and then they're going to play 3, I thought we were playing ODIs. I thought we were playing ODIs. Okay, never mind. That's my bad. And then they're playing South Africa. I thought we were playing ODIs. Okay, never mind. I'll go fucking... Never mind. I guess I was wrongly informed. So we just play 3 T20s, which is, you know, that's cool, but why is Sri Lanka then playing 3 T20s and then 3 ODIs? I want to play 3 ODIs against India. But then again, we probably do have to get home. Yeah, so that makes sense. Okay, that's fair enough. So that's what's up next for India. The T20 World Cup, just right around the corner, a month away. I'll be covering all of that here on the channel. So, hey, if you guys are new, subscribe, comment down your thoughts about the game. And I will see, hold on, let me get to it, and I'll see everyone in the next one.